Obviously, a lot of students start late, so that's the first mistake. The second one, even if they start, they don't research the program website or other aspects of the program, so their emails, messages, etc., are just templatized and not specific enough to the program. They cannot seem to highlight their own strengths, their fit to the program, or articulate why they want to join the program.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to our channel. We are so excited to guide you on this match journey. I am Shayla with USMLE Sarthi, and with me I have Pawan Kira. How are you doing, Pawan?
Very good, Shayla. How are you?
Doing great. I can't believe that match is less than 2 months away now.
Yes, exactly. So, yeah, let's get started on what questions do you have?
Yeah, for sure. It goes by really fast. So I just wanted to first say, make sure you're following along with our series we've been doing. Last month, we talked about some changes on the ERAS and getting started with research before September, starting your program outreach, things like that. So now we are already to August, and we're going to talk about some tips here. Okay, so Pawan, my first question is, with less than 2 months to go, what are some of the mistakes that you see students are making at this point?
Yeah, so that is a very good question, Shayla. I mean, we see a lot of students still not clear on the timeline. So either they are delaying the ECFMG certification, or some of them who should be taking step 3 are trying to push it out to October, November. So some of this is the procedural delays, when should I get certified, when should I take step 3, etc., those kind of things. And then some of them are still confused on, say, other aspects, the core aspect of the application. Which specialty should I apply for? I mean, now is the time that you should be knowing, because that's how you will gather the LORs, etc. Some of them are, unfortunately, let's say you don't have a visa yet. So instead of waiting, you should at least do the tele rotations. That's something important, because you do want to be prepared for 25th September with enough LORs and the USC. So many of them wait on rotations. Many of them are still deciding on specialties. All these things are, I would say, mistakes at this point. Some of them also feel that they cannot get anything done in research at this point, whereas you can still engage in a research project. You can possibly submit something in 2 months. It will not be published, but it will still go on ERAS. So remember that research you can still start. And we have, still research projects starting in August. We have rotations that you can engage in August and September. As long as you get the LORs by 18th September, you should be good, and all our preceptors will give you the LOR. In fact, maybe I should share my screen, and I was looking at what we have. So for those of you who are listening, if you go to here, if my screen is visible, on our rotations page here, and there are some rotations that are still available right here on this page, which have discounts, and they are available in August and September. So just click on this, it'll take you to a Google Sheet that you can check all the rotations available, discounts available for August, September. And if you're still looking for rotations, do that. In fact, even with research, the concept to publication research right here under research, concept to publications is available. I think Dr. Weissman is starting a new cohort very soon. So those are some of the things, if you're looking to do, you can. Other than that, decide on the specialty now.
Perfect. Thank you. So yeah, we've been talking about it for months, but there's definitely still time if you didn't get it yet.
Yep.
Thanks. Okay, so one other mistake I think that people make or get confused about is program research and program outreach. We get students that ask a lot, when should I do it? How much is too much? How do I personalize my messages to the programs? What are some of the mistakes or tips you have for that?
Obviously, a lot of students start late, so that's the first mistake. The second one, even if they start, they don't research the program website or other aspects of the program, so their emails, messages, etc., are just templatized and not specific enough to the program. They cannot seem to highlight their own strengths, their fit to the program, or articulate why they want to join the program. So we have, I think, about 4 classes where we actually talk about what is program outreach, how do you go about it, how do you use social media, say LinkedIn and other tools for this, and how do you get the best out of it. So program outreach is important. You should start. You should also be starting about program research. So we are launching, as usual, our program list now in the next couple of days. So all Sarthi students will have access to the list. They will be able to see for each program how many students and what profiles have interviewed over the last 4 or 5 years, which programs you can realistically expect interviews from depending on your profile. So all that data we have, which we are making available to our students. So if someone is interested, our program lists will have that data. So those are some of the mistakes, coming back to mistakes, not doing enough program outreach, research, and even if you do it, using templates to do it.
Great, thanks. Yeah, so don't forget to join one of our match plans if you want access to that program list. Okay, so talking about our match plans, how does Sarthi help with the personal statement, the ERAS CV, and even the ERAS application?
For all the match plans available right now, which is platinum, gold, bronze, and turbo, your personal statement is actually reviewed thrice. Even before the review, there are classes that you need to watch, send us a draft. We have a Telegram group where you can discuss at a high level, and then your PS is reviewed thrice. So twice by the journalist, one by the physician in a one-on-one meeting. And even the ERAS CV, we have detailed classes, and your CV is reviewed twice, one by the physician in your specialty. So if you're applying for pathology, we'll get a pathologist. They'll have a one-on-one Zoom meeting with you, discuss all aspects of your CV, improvements, etc. Then it goes to the journalist. So there is a very rigorous process around which we review your PS and CV.
Perfect, and we are starting that process now, so now is a great
Yes.
time to get those drafts going.
Absolutely. The process has started. If you want to get all the reviews done, now would be the time to join us. If you join us late, you may have to miss one review. So, hopefully you can start early.
Great, thank you. Okay, so another part would be the LORs. Students are starting to submit LORs on the ERAS. How does that work? When should they start doing it? And then what's this about the waived or unwaived LORs? What's the difference between that?
Yes. So as soon as you buy the ERAS token, which is now available, you should have the ability to work on your application, including requesting LOR. So when it comes to the waived or unwaived LOR, you should always try waived LOR from US physicians. And waived LOR just means that technically you have not seen the content of the LOR or the LOR. So how this works is through the ERAS system, you send a request to your preceptor, and they will have to create an account on the website if they don't have it. And if they have it, which almost everyone will, then they will upload the LOR, your LOR. So it'll be waived on paper. You would not have seen it. So always try for a waived LOR. Don't go for a unwaived LOR.
Perfect. And then sometimes the physician asks the student to write the LOR. Does Sarthi help with that?
Yes, absolutely. It's a reality that you may be asked to send a draft of your LOR to the preceptor. So we have classes around it, number one. So we extensive classes around how do you get excellent LOR, how do you write it step by step. So that is there. Then of course we discuss it in the Telegram group, but also if you need help reviewing the LOR. So once you have a draft, Depending on the plan, we have our specialists who will review your LOR. It's on a payment basis, but yes, we do review it for a small charge and get it ready for submission.
Perfect. Okay. The next question I have is about program signaling. How does that work and how does that affect their chances for getting an interview?
Did do a webinar, open webinar, which is now on YouTube, I think, where one of our panelists, Dr. Yusuf Wali, spoke about signaling. How does it impact? So I would encourage you to maybe we should put just a link to that webinar, and I'll encourage all the applicants to watch that webinar. But we also have more detailed classes around signaling. So all Sarthi students have access to it. And also, as we review your ERAS application, so the physician the panelist physician will have access to your CV, where you put in your signals, where you put in your geographical uh, preferences, and they can give you feedback on that. Obviously, it is a very personal and varies from person to person, depending on where your family is, where you did your rotations, and a lot of factors go into signaling. So we'll take care for our students.
Perfect. Thank you. One question I get every once in a while is there a benefit to applying before that September 25th deadline? So say they submit by September 9th or 10th, is there a benefit to applying early?
There is no benefit to applying early, and for historical reason, I can tell you why they have a broader window. So I think this year it starts September 6th, and September 25th is when programs can access your application. So before that, programs cannot even access the application. Historically, what happened, I guess about 6, 7 years ago, the server, they used to have just one day. This is day one, you can start applying, and the servers crashed. So, uh, the closest I can draw analogy for those of you who've traveled recently, there was a crowd strike moment when Microsoft went down and everyone had issues, whether you were in a hospital or flying somewhere, all those issues. So that actually happened not because of some bug or something. It was just, I think, the load on the server. So the website crashed, and the ERAS and other folks involved had to do quite a bit. And it took them a couple of days to recover. So now they have this window of about 2 weeks. You can submit anytime. We don't say submit on 25th. I think you still try to do it a couple of days before that, just to be safe on all sides, but there's no difference.
Okay, great. Yeah, I can imagine it getting bogged down.
Yep.
Okay, so that kind of takes care of the application, getting everything ready. Let's say we've applied. When should we start interview preparations?
A lot of it will depend on your profile. We give option to our students to start early. In fact, I'll be starting interview preparation classes in August. So this is a series of classes, I think 12 or 13 classes that I take multiple times. So each maybe thrice, so it's about 36, 37 hours. And then our other panelists also teach interview preparation. Well, I would say it's a very interactive class, so you get a chance to practice your questions and we improve on those. So we start mid-August and we go all the way till November. So for those of you who want to start early, we'll start mid-August and then we go till the end of Thanksgiving.
Perfect, because interviews can be offered as soon as that September 25th deadline, they can start offering interviews, right?
That is correct. I mean, within a couple of days, you can have interviews, but then you can also have interviews all of a sudden a week before Thanksgiving or first week October. So the idea is not to wait to prepare, because interview preparation is not an overnight process that you can get done in a couple of hours. So I think pacing yourself and understanding your own improvement areas helps. So some of us need more time, so we start early.
Perfect, thank you. Those are all the questions I had. I just wanted to throw out there a promotion for our Turbo Match Plan that is still open and going on. You still get the mentorship meetings, personal statement, CV reviews, and access to our recorded practice interview sessions too. All of our plans include that program list that Pawan talked about as well. So definitely contact us or check that out on the website. And then he did talk about interview prep. We will be launching our silver plans soon as well, probably the next couple of weeks, to get those launched, which are just going to be focused on interview prep, getting all of those classes and mock interviews so you can get ready for interviews. Anything else you wanted to add, Fawn?
No, I think now we are at the home stretch. So, with less than 2 months to go, focus on your rotations, getting the LORs, and get started on research if you haven't done that. So those would be my tips.
Sounds great. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. See you next time, Shana.
Thank you so much for watching. We hope that video provided valuable insights for your journey. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Instagram and Twitter. And check out our website for details on how we can guide you to a successful match.